Okay, so I will go for a quick recap what we have done in case of Weber. So we have discussed about social action, and this is the most important theory because Weber explained the scope of sociology in terms of social action. So you have to study social action, and then you have to establish the cause and effect relationship. And to establish the cause and effect relationship, you have to understand the meanings attached by the actor to the action. If you can establish the meanings attached by the actor to the action, you can correctly establish, or the probability of the cause and effect relationship that you can establish will be highly correct. The high probable cause and effect you can establish if you can establish the meaning. Okay, so Weber is talking about social action and meanings, that means the internal aspect. So that is why he is having some element of non-positivism, that is a subject matter, how you study, establish the cause and effect relationship objectively. So there is an element of positivism also. So Weber is considered to have bridged the gap between the two in terms of his concern towards objectivity. He is similar to positivist. The way the subject matter, he is close to non-positivist. Okay, and then we have explained the definition of sociology. Sociology, according to Weber, is the interpretive understanding of social action in order thereby to arrive at an explanation of cause and effect. Okay, and then we have discussed what is social action. Any action is social by virtue of the meanings attached by the actor to it. And then we have seen the conditions, meaning has to be there, and then orientation should be there, and based on that we have discussed 4 different types of action. So this is what we have done in this theory. And then we have discussed about Verstehen. We have discussed about ideal types. Ideal types, I have told you, these are nothing but the regularities. We have also talked about the theory of Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. In this theory, we have seen the application of ideal type. He constructed ideal type of the religion, that is nothing but Protestantism. And then he also constructed the ideal type of capitalism, and he went for the comparative analysis. So we have discussed about these 3 methods in detail, like Verstehen. I've given you the steps that you need to write in your answer. Ideal types, I've given you a very consolidated answer for that. And then comparative analysis. And we have also discussed about the concept of causal pluralism or causal probabilism. Different probabilities are there. The plurality of causes possible, one or the other. In terms of, we have seen spirit and substance. Or in case of social action also, different meanings may be possible. So the actual action may be the combination of different meanings. Okay, so that is how he understood causal pluralism and causal probabilism. So this is what we have done, and we have discussed about how Protestant ethic resulted in the emergence of capitalism. And then we have also made a... Tell me. And then we have also discussed about why capitalism did not arise in China as well as India, right? And also Judaism, right? So in case of China, what was the issue? The issue was the Confucius ethic prevented. The spirit was not there, but substance was present. In case of India also, spirit was not there, but the substance was present, because Hindu religion, according to Weber, prevented. And that we will write as the criticism also, because within Hinduism there are elements, which can promote capitalism. There are different other studies also which will support that argument. Okay, and then Judaism, the problem was they were scattered, so substance was not there, even though their religion provide the spirit. So that's what we have discussed. Now we'll go for critical analysis. As we always do, we will start with contribution. Okay, so this is very simple. We will discuss maybe 1 or 2 lines. You can also talk about contribution. Maybe you can discuss that. What are the contribution of Weber? Tell me 2 or 3 points we can discuss now. What you will write here? Okay, so ultimately you mean to say his idea of causal pluralism is a good concept which will help you to understand the different dimensions, right?
Yes, sir.
Different possible causes.
Situation and social action by ideal.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Then otherwise, apart from that, see, one thing is that
combine both.
Combined. Who combined?
So Weber combined both macro and micro approaches in his
Oh, that's what you understood. Where Weber combined micro and macro approach? Tell me. Weber is a pure Weber was a pure micro sociologist. He never combined, and that is a criticism. He ignored the macro aspect. That is a criticism. Okay, so Parson combined micro and macro, that we are going to discuss tomorrow. Weber did not combine. Weber only talking about micro, the internal dimension, and that is a criticism. He gave rational view. Okay, yeah. So why this is the contribution micro, till then you are focusing on macro. So Weber actually deviated from the positivist, and that gave way to non-positivism. The coming perspective, non-positivism like phenomenology, ethnomethodology, all those took from where? From where it is coming? What is the origin? Origin is Weber's understanding and this deviation. Weber tried to talk about micro, so subject matter became internal and meanings, motives, emotions, etc. And then sociology developed this non-positivist perspective. So this perspective that we have discussed in the phenomenology, ethnomethodology, Harold Garfinkel, okay, Alfred Schutz, all post its origin from Weber only. Okay, so micro, and then you can talk about the bridge the gap between the two. He gave rational explanation. He is considered as one of the founding modern father of sociology. So different, and his concepts of ideal types you can discuss, causal pluralism, multiple causes are possible. And you know one thing, you cannot easily criticize Weber. If you raise one point X, Weber will say, according to Weber, X may also be a probable cause, and some other person will say Y. According to Weber's approach, Y may also be a probable cause, and that is what causal pluralism, plurality of causes. It is possible. So it is impossible, in fact. It is very much difficult to criticize Weber. So you won't see much criticism actually. Okay. So the contribution, if you see, Weber's theory or method are considered significant in the context of development of sociology as a distinct discipline. For this purpose, he is also known as founding father of modern sociology. Weber introduced an element of non-positivism. I hope all of you can understand this now, in which context we are discussing. So Weber actually deviated from where? Weber deviated from positivism, and he deviated, right? In terms of what? What to study? What to study? Internal aspect. And that is what social action. And what you need to do, establish the meanings. So this is the element of what? Non-positivism. Okay, but at the same time he stressed on what? He stressed on studying objectively. So there is an element of positivism. So Weber is a positivist in terms of method of inquiry and non-positivist in terms of subject matter. Okay, so objective understanding of subjective reality. I hope you remember all these things that we have discussed in the beginning. And if you cannot remember at this point of time, then you know all this exercise is waste. Weber introduced an element of non-positivism by challenging the supremacy of positivist perspective. During 19th century, his emphasis on understanding the meanings gave birth to a new approach towards understanding society and individual. Weber introduced new methods like Verstehen, causal pluralism, ideal types, comparative analysis, and also demonstrated adequately their explanation. Yeah, tell me, is there anything which you don't know here that from our previous discussion, any problem with any of these methods? Verstehen, we have discussed about observational understanding, explanatory understanding. We have discussed about step 1, step 2, step 3, that you have to use the secondary sources, you have to come to the same wavelength, you have to use the same language, you have to use the primary source towards the end, etc. We have discussed different steps. Causal pluralism, causal probabilism, both are actually same. Ideal types, comparative analysis, you have the example also to write. You can write with clear-cut example of that theory that we have discussed, that is Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. So this theory is a classical example of, you know, this application of this, application of this, application of this. And Verstehen, the main criticism is Weber himself never used this method. Okay, so we can't give example of use of this method by Weber. But this three you can see in one single simple theory. Otherwise, ideal types you can see in his theory of social action also, in terms of what? Traditional action, affective action, Wirth rational action, Zweck rational action. These four actions are nothing but the ideal types. Similarly, authority, right? What are the three different types of authority? Traditional authority, rational legal authority, and also charismatic authority. These are again in the form of ideal types. Okay? So, for example, in his study of...
Sir,
Yes, tell me Ajay.
say if you got question on causal pluralism, then what we will write in it?
You have to explain from his theories. You have to talk about Weber's stress on multiplicity of causes or plurality of causes, and that's his idea of causal pluralism. Talk about social action then, and discuss different meanings that he discussed. He discussed common meanings, right? What are the common meanings? Common meanings are the different probable causes. Why I am doing this action, there may be different meanings, right? Why, see, for example, you respecting the teacher, there may be different meanings for that, right? So maybe you want to show the respect in reality, then that is a traditional action. The meaning comes out of some belief. But you may respect the teacher just to achieve your goal also, then it is a Zweck rational action. So it can be combination. So the cause may be different in different context, and multiple causes will be possible. So you can explain that from the theory of social action, and then you have better example in case of Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. You can explain in terms of spirit and substance. Okay, you can talk about China, what happened, you can talk about India, you can talk about Judaism, you can talk about Protestant ethic and compare, and it is very easy to write this answer. You have enough content, enough and more content is there. It's all about the way you are going to put it in the paper. But this one you will, that is why I have given you specifically this one. The problem is, but if the question is asked about Verstehen, what all things we have discussed you need to write, we have to write the steps, okay, and then finally you can say, you can use the criticism also. You have to write the criticism, and that also we will discuss that Weber himself never used this method. That itself actually pose a challenge of this method, or whether this is a method itself. In fact, Verstehen is nothing but comprehension, right? That is what we have discussed, and he has borrowed it from Karl Jaspers. So comprehension means, is that a method? That is a criticism which you can write. So towards the end of each questions, whether it is ideal types, you can say Weber is talking about ideal types, Weber is talking about trained investigator. But howsoever the investigator is trained, still in the selection of ideal type, he will be biased. So his question or his emphasis on ensuring objectivity in social research by following the method of ideal types is questionable. You cannot do that, right? Similarly, the comparative analysis he did, so it was actually a selective comparison. He might have chosen some elements which suit his convenience, and in fact in the study of Hinduism, he might not have selected those elements which would have promoted capitalism. Among Hindus also there are many capitalists, and you will see in paper 2 there is a study by Milton Singer. We will discuss the study, and Milton Singer will show that in the study of Industrialist of Madras, it is actually the joint family which helped the Industrialist of Madras to become the bigger capitalist. And the joint family ethic, from where this joint family concept is coming in Indian society, it is from the Hindu religion. So it is actually the Hindu religious belief only. Okay, so there are elements in Hindu religious beliefs which can also promote capitalism, but Weber have chosen those elements to suit his convenience. When he came up with Hindu religion, as well as when he chosen the ideal types from Protestant ethic also, he was very selective. So Weber himself cannot ensure objectivity in, comparative analysis also, and by selecting ideal types also. So forget about the other trained investigators. Okay, so these are the criticism you need to write towards the end, and nobody will tell you this is what you need to write, but these are something which you have to develop, and I'm expecting through these discussion, this is what you need to actually get from me. Other things you can read the PDF, you can see the diagrams I'm giving you, but these are the things which you need to understand. And for any question, just always keep this point in mind. Even though the criticism is not asked, simply Verstehen is asked. Okay, if or causal pluralism is asked, this is how your short note will be, right? Question number A, Verstehen. Most of the people talk about completely about Verstehen, but towards the end you have to write 30 to 40 words always about the limitations of Verstehen. That's how you need to conclude. Otherwise, obvious limitation will be there for you to write pure contents here. 150 word pure content, you can write the content, you have enough and more content, but we can write that crux, the best contents, if you are focusing to like 110 and 120 words, and then you focus on criticism. It's a very balanced and it will be a very good answer, and this is what expected. That shows that maturity and character from the side of the candidate, and that will be appreciated for sure. So that's what I want to tell you again and again. This is what I'm saying again and again. Every answer when we are discussing, you have to follow this approach. Even though it is not critical analysis, even if it is a 10 marker, towards the end, 1 or 2 criticism of whatever asked, you have to write. If it is alienation, you write the theory. You may think that Alienation itself was 20 marker and I have 200, 300 words to write about alienation. But you have to write the criticism. Division of labor, again you have to write the criticism. So suppose if the question is about Emile Durkheim concept of division of labor, even if it is 10 marker, if it is 20 marker, they will not ask you directly this question. They will ask you compare it with Marx, etc. But 10 marker, they will just give you Emile Durkheim's theory of division of labor. So you may think that I need to write the definition, I need to write the cause, I need to write the function, then I need to write the abnormal form. So by this time itself, I will cross 100 words and 150 words. Thus itself I have 300 words to write. But I will tell you, after briefly writing about all these in 120 words, in 20 to 30 words you have to talk about Marx here. Without writing that, this answer is actually not complete, even though it is not asked in question. It has to be there, and that shows your understanding. Even though you have to sacrifice somewhere here, but if you can explain this, what does that mean? You know completely about this, then only you can write this. Randomly nobody can do that. If you know about that both concepts, then only you can talk about Marx, you can think about Marx in that context. Okay, so that automatically will indicate the examiner that you know the theory and you are capable of explaining it. So that should be the approach, even if it is a 10 marker, always. And you can do that while writing the test series. Anyway, you can try that, and you have enough time. Till December you can focus on your sociology only, and then from Jan onwards you focus on your prelims. So you have enough time. Okay. In his theory of Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism, the use of ideal types, comparative analysis, causal pluralism is quite clear. Now I hope this is clear for all of you. Now Weber's contribution continued till date in terms of various perspectives which are influenced by his assumptions. Still, there is a vast body of sociological research which is based on Weber's understanding of social reality. Okay. Now, general criticism. So we follow that approach, like contribution we have done, and then criticism. Criticism, general and specific. So contribution you can use in any theory, general criticism you can use in any theory, then relevance which you can use in any theory. Specific means it can be specific to social action, it can be specific to ideal types, it can be specific to religion, means Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. Okay, so even without my this answer, this PDF, can you tell me 3 points related to this this religion criticism? Just now I have told you he ignored the other sides of Hindu religion, and while selecting Protestant ethic again he was so biased. Okay, so all those points you can write there. General criticism, you can write Weber ignored what? Macro. And Weber lack a value commitment. He is not providing any solution, he is just explaining concepts. And he is ignoring the role of society completely. Okay, so ignoring macro, he is ignoring conflict. That is another point which you can write. Okay, so I hope you will not face any problem here. It's all about, you need to compare what we have learned till now about Marx and Durkheim. You will get more content here to criticize Weber. And once we complete Parson, you will get some more content, because Parson is going to modify or improve our Weber in his theory of social action. And you will see that. In fact, Parson went to Weber's wife and then only he constructed his understanding, his theory. We will discuss that. It is generally believed that Weber's theory lack a value commitment in terms of relevance of a particular phenomena in society. Weber emphasis more on understanding the reality and emphasis less on providing solution to the problem existing in society. For example, if you, in this context, you can even write about Marx here. Marx is concerned about providing solution along with explanation, even though the solution is radical, but he is talking about solution. That shows his concern towards maintenance of social order. Also, if you talk about Durkheim is also providing solution to the problem. But Durkheim, the concept is entirely different to Marx. For Marx, the problems are permanent and you need a permanent solution. But for Durkheim, the problems are temporary and you need a temporary solution. Are you okay with this? Any problem with the statement? Okay, so we have understood Marx and Durkheim in detail. So this is how we have discussed it. Now, Weber ignored the pressure exerted by collectivity on the individual, right? This is what Durkheim talk about. Social facts is very important for Durkheim. According to Durkheim, the meanings which individual carry are generated by the macro reality, and individual just conforms to it. For example, you are preparing for this exam. It is because of some pressure from the society. Okay, so the meaning that you carry will be generated by the macro reality. That means a society, maybe family, maybe religion, maybe culture, maybe peer group, or whatever it is, and you just conform to it. That's what Durkheim will say. But what Weber will say, we have discussed. According to Weber, all these things are there, all these macro realities and societies and influence will be there, but all these rest in the mind of the individual, and individual will act upon that based on his own interpretation. Okay, so all these family, religion, everything is there for everyone, but not everybody is preparing, right? So why? Because individual will take his own decision on the basis of his own interpretation of the situation. Okay, that's what Weber. Similarly, Marx laid more emphasis on the structure of society while understanding individual consciousness. So you can see in case of Durkheim and Marx, where there is a commonality, for these two people the commonality is actually, you can see in terms of using macro, or both are giving importance to society, and that's why I can use Durkheim as well as Marx to criticize Weber, because Weber is totally opposite, micro. Okay, so to criticize micro I can use these two, or even I can use Parson in another context, because Parson using both micro and macro. Okay, so you will have enough and more knowledge, and you should be in a position to write all these. It is not only, see, I don't want you to confine to the PDF. Once we done with the classes, you have to think over it and you have to develop your own interpretations and interlinkages. That interlinkages is actually going to help you. Okay, you should be in a position to connect each and every thinker with every other thinker. Marx and Durkheim, how it is connected, it is beyond this PDF and beyond the class. You can see that. And that's the approach that I am actually giving to you. Okay, so and tell me one more area where Durkheim and Marx is agreeing upon or similar. One we have discussed just now. I have told you both are giving importance to society or macro. Tell me one more area.
So giving solutions.
That is there. Apart from that, not giving solution. But yeah, both are concerned about maintenance of social order. Okay, apart from that, from the theories that we have discussed, you tell me one similarity. Both are using evolutionary perspective. According to Durkheim, okay, similarly Marx laid more emphasis on the structure of society while understanding individual consciousness. So I hope you can interpret that. The postmodern perspective nowadays employ both individual and collective level of understanding of social reality. With, I'm basically referring to Parson and whoever is coming after Parson. Okay. Although Weber argues for objectivity in sociological research, but the theories or the method which he gives often involve subjectivity of the investigator. For example, the use of Westerham. If it is about comprehension, it is all about subjectivity of the investigator. Again, identifying the ideal type. It is totally left out to whom? Investigator. Comparative analysis. Once you make the ideal type, then only you can compare. So ideal type itself is colored by the personal bias. So comparative analysis, obviously. Right? So there are problems with subjectivity. The choice of elements of ideal type has been left to the investigator, which involve value judgments. Now, criticism of social action. This you can read, and these are very easy. Weber's analysis focuses more on individual action, but never differentiate this from collective social action. How you behave in a mob and how you behave in the society or with a collectivity, this is not explained. Okay, different theory of crowd behavior have proved that collective action have their own nature and are distinct from individual action. Thus, this theory of social action is incomplete in this aspect. So you, from this batch only, I think somebody was asking you about this crowd behavior. So that time I have told you this, you can write as the criticism, right? Weber stressed only on understanding the subjective meanings in order to understand the cause and effect. That means the meanings attached by the actor to the action. But it has been proved beyond doubt that social reality is composed of unintended consequences which individual fails to understand to recognize. these consequences also form part of the sociological research. For example, Merton talks of understanding both in terms of manifest and latent consequences. Okay, I know you didn't understood anything from this particular sentence because we are going to discuss about Merton, manifest and latent function in the coming session. Okay, see, manifest function means the functions which are perceived by the actor. That means you know when you're doing an action what will happen. That means something which is expected, something which can be seen. Latent means it is a hidden function. So Weber is talking about what? Weber is talking about only manifest function. For example, you are preparing for this exam, you are attending this class. What is the meanings attached by you? You will write the exam, you will pass the exam, you will become IAS officer. Okay, so Weber is talking about what? Weber is talking about this, and based on this you will establish the cause and effect relationship of this action. So Weber is talking only about manifest function. That means the actor's intended meaning. So the intended outcome is what Weber is talking about. But there are unintended consequences. It can be positive or negative. What are the unintended consequences here? For example, when you are studying sociology, you will be more sensitive towards society. Once you crack IAS, this is manifest function. This is for you. But once you done with sociology, you study sociology, you will be more sensitive towards society, women, old age people, inequality, everything, crime, suicide. So it will automatically benefit society also. So the latent functions are basically the societal functions. But Weber is talking only from the individual perspective. What is the function that you are going to or what you are going to achieve? What is the meaning attached by you and what will be the effect of this action? So once you understand the meaning attached by the actor will attach meaning based on your own benefit. Why you are attending this class? Why you are studying sociology? Why not maths? Because sociology is easy for you, right? That is the meaning that you attach. It is not because you want to do something for the society or you want to be sensitive towards society or you want to be sensitive towards women. No, you are sure that sociology will definitely give you average mark, and if you do good you will get good mark, and it is very easy to study. You can do in 2 months. That is why. So that is the meaning attached by you. But that is what Weber tried to understand. That is a manifest consequence, manifest outcome. But there are something which is unintended. You don't know, once you study sociology, your personality will also change, right? Your knowledge will increase. You will score good in essay. You will score very good in interview. And obviously, there will be a big change within your understanding. So that is the latent, unintended consequences. You don't want that to happen, or you are not expecting that to happen. Automatically, it will happen. Okay, and that we are going to discuss in detail when we discuss about Merton. And it can be manifest function, latent function, manifest dysfunction, and latent dysfunction also. Okay. Now Weber never himself used the method of Verstehen in practice, which generate doubt about its practical applicability. Moreover, ability of the investigator is very important in this method, which raise question mark on it being a method itself. So I've told you all this point. While studying social action, Weber ignored conflict. This is another criticism. It is actually a continuation, so you can just continue from here. Weber ignored conflict aspect, which limit its use in practice. Thus, his theory of social action is considered more significant in terms of delineation of subject matter of sociology rather than understanding the social action. So when you study social action, you have to find the conflictual aspect of social action. You have to see the different other dimension of social action. And tomorrow when we discuss about Parson, that's why immediately after Weber I am doing Parson. You will see how Parson improved over Weber. Parson will talk, the societal role also in terms of the action, in terms of value orientation. For any action, there are two cases, two possibility: value orientation, motivational orientation. Individual's own motivation, society's force also there. Both will be there in Parson's understanding. And if the question is asked about how Parson improved over Weber, you need to write exactly the same. Okay. So thus his theory is incomplete in understanding social action, because Parson is giving a better theory, but it is very important in what context? Delineation of subject matter of sociology. What is subject matter of sociology? Study social action, meanings attached by the actor to his action, establish cause and effect relationship objectively. Parson gave a much more comprehensive understanding of social action in his book Social Structure and Social Action. Okay. Ideal types, this you can easily write the criticism. Weber's method of ideal types often criticized involving subjectivity of the investigator. Okay, he has not suggested any definite method of identifying the elements of ideal types. His construction of ideal types of Protestant ethic is often accused of involving bias, that Weber chose those elements which suited for his conclusion. We have discussed this at that point of time itself. Similarly, his conception of ideal type of religion of India was one-sided view of the religion, ignoring large number of elements which are widely practiced in India. That means there are elements which can promote capitalism also. The use of method of ideal types involve comparison, which is again abstract and are totally left to the ability of the investigator. So you can see the comparison there, ideal types of Protestant ethic and capitalism. So that again is done by Weber and without any objectivity. Moreover, Weber called ideal types as measuring rods but failed to mention a scale. Okay, so when we discuss about India's context, you can just write in your margin that this thinker, you can write Milton Singer. So according to him, in his theory of industrialist of Madras, he says that joint family ethic actually helped them to become industrialist. Okay, so in fact that is a point that you can write from religion. There are elements from Hindu religion or Indian religion also which can promote capitalism. So criticism on religion, ignored Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that Milton Singer, I have given the name here. Okay, so we are talking about religion here. So that criticism you need to write here mainly. There also you can write, not a problem, because ideal type and religion both are same. Okay, capitalism can grow in any religion, not necessarily Protestant. Oversimplify the concept of capitalism according to Marx, ignored the required source of wealth for capitalism. Okay, and this, somebody was asking me yesterday, this reverse relationship, what this is one of the most important question that you can get from theory of, nobody will ask you directly Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. Compare the theory of religion by Marx and Weber. What is the comparison? For Marx, I hope you know this, economic infrastructure shapes superstructure, right? Why? Because it will in turn help in the functioning of economic infrastructure. So here we are talking about capitalism. So what we are saying is religion is an element of superstructure. So capitalism created religion, and we have discussed that religion is the heart of heartless world, soul of soulless condition, and opium of masses. It is just opiating and forcing the people to go and get exploited at the workplace by promising or giving fake promises like you will get heaven in the next world if you sacrifice and if you suffer in this world. So capitalism created religion, and religion is actually an agent of capitalists to get exploited. Okay, but what Weber says, it is a religion which created capitalism. Which religion? Protestant religion. So what is this? You need to write here, the thread is what? It is the reverse relation. For Marx it is capitalism created religion. For Weber it is religion created capitalism. Now see, both will write exactly the opposite in almost all the time. And there is a very famous quote also that Weber is writing in the presence of the ghost of Marx. Exactly opposite in all the assumptions. So this is a very potential question. We have discussed about the idea of Marx, superstructures, economic infrastructure, everything, and how economic infrastructure shapes superstructure and how religion, okay, and their relation, what is the role of religion, everything. And here also we have discussed. Now reverse relationship, it is established already, and that is what you need to write if the question is asked. Okay, so capitalism had given rise to Protestant ethic and not the vice versa. So who will say this? By Marx. Why? Because Protestantism, you can see everything related to capitalism. So it is a capitalism which created Protestantism, because it has to suit the demand of the capitalism, right? So now, do you remember when we discussed about theory of suicide? I've told you Protestants commit more suicide than Catholics. Do you remember? Why? Can you connect any reason here with the ideal type that we have discussed with Protestantism? See, in case of Protestantism, what I've told you is God created the world its own glory, and there is no priest who can help no priest can help to know the God, so no mediation, you don't want to depend on the priest, etc. Right? That is what we have discussed. That means Protestants are so much alienated. There is no integration. And in case of Catholics, I've told you there are, you can talk to the priest and it's almost like you're talking to the God, and you can even get the second birth, you can go for confessions. So you're so much integrated in Catholicism. In case of Protestantism, you're so much alienated. So if you're alienated, which kind of suicide? Which suicide? Egoistic suicide. So Protestants commit suicide which are classified as egoistic in nature. Okay, the reason is this ideal type you can connect and you can understand, but at this level it is not required, but I'm expecting some of you would have asked that question, it would have been appreciated. You would have thought about that.
Hello, sir.
Tell me, Sadish.